two participants, two amazing journeys, one squad that is poised for greatness. Hull, Lexie, and Aaliyah Boston recently received incredible accolades from their high schools. But the best part is that their stories are about to collide in a way that could forever alter the WNBA. Are you ready to see how these underdogs, along with Caitlin Clark and Mitchell, might just lead the Indiana Fever to their first applause championship? Lexi Hull's early days with the Indiana Fever were difficult. She hardly saw any playing time, and her confidence suffered, but she isn't the kind to give up easily. Something was altered. Lexi was desperate to prove herself and show everyone what she could do, so she kept showing up and working extra hours when no one was looking. On August 18, 2024, Opportunity Unity eventually defeated the Seattle Storm in a game. With a performance that left coaches and spectators in disbelief, Lexi Hull burst onto the scene, scoring a career-high 22 points, including 6 three-pointers. Where had Lexi been hiding?
At the beginning of the season, my playing time definitely looked different than it did at the end. So trusting that, I was staying ready, putting in the work so that when I did get the minutes out on the court, that I could take full advantage of them. So I was just really proud of myself for trusting the process and staying the court.
However, that wasn't a one-time occurrence. As the season progressed, Lexi's three-point shooting percentage soared. She went from playing hardly to becoming a vital member of the Fever's lineup. By the end of the season, she was shooting an amazing 47.1% from beyond the arc, which is a huge increase from the 20% she managed in her first 2 seasons. Following the Olympic break, Lexi elevated her game to a new level. She was shooting a red-hot 63% from three-point range, which made it impossible for defenses to leave her open, which created opportunities for her teammates.
All of it comes down to trusting the process, and part of that process is making sure that the work's getting done.
How did Lexi Hull go from being a bench warmer to becoming a breakout star? She did this by staying prepared and doing whatever was asked of her every night, even if every night is different. Lexi clarified, but her journey was only beginning. Her high school was planning a unique event to recognize her tenacity and bring her full circle back to the place where her basketball ambitions began.
Numbers don't lie, unfortunately, and they're very drastic. My first 2 years, I was just so upset because I was putting in so much work, and my shooting percentages, I would granted get like 1 or 2 at the max threes a game. So it's hard to be super efficient when you pressure is really on for those couple shots. But the numbers don't lie, so it really allows you to look at improvements and really shoot for goals and keep yourself accountable.
Remember when we said that Lexi's journey was just getting started? Well, her alma mater had been watching her rise with pride, but they weren't content to just cheer from a distance. Instead, they were planning something big, something that hasn't been done at the school in a long time. Back in Spokane, Washington, Central Valley High School was a hive of excitement as the ceremony got underway. The crowd held their breath, wondering what could be so special that it brought these WNBA stars back to their old haunts.
Earlier tonight, local legends Lexi and Lacey Hull returned to Central Valley to be inducted into the high school's Athletic Hall of Fame. The Bears honored their 2016 and 2018 state championship teams, which both sisters played on, and inducted each into the Hall of Fame individually.
The principal took the podium and related the twins' amazing high school experience. In addition to inspiring a generation with their leadership and 2 state titles in 2016 and 2018, the Hull twins were also community heroes who volunteered with local youth basketball programs and even took part in DECA, a national student entrepreneurship organization. Then came the big reveal. Imagine the feelings coursing through that gym as Lexi and Lacey Hull were inducted into the Central Valley High School Wall of Fame. But wait, there's more. Their entire 2016 and 2018 championship teams were joining them in this honor. Their high school coach, Freddie Riao, was unable to control his pride. He remarked, smiling with happiness, "I couldn't ask for a better opportunity for those young ladies to be recognized for what they've done."
The twins both went on to play at Stanford after Central Valley, and Lexi is now in her 3rd year with the WNBA's Indiana Fever. They said they didn't miss a beat with their former teammates.
it's surreal. Like, the relationships haven't changed. It's amazing to be put in a room again and remember all those memories that we had together.
Freddie Rico was an amazing coach. We learned a lot from him, from his leadership on and off the court. So I think we knew what it took to be a good player, be a good teammate, and how to work hard.
As the ceremony came to an end, Lexie's thoughts couldn't help but drift to another player making waves in the WNBA. Someone like her was about to receive an incredible honor from their high school. Little did Lexie know that their paths were about to intersect in ways that would change the face of women's basketball forever. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. It feels like those relationships haven't changed as she stood there surrounded by old teammates and memories, and it's a lot of fun to be back in this building where so many of our memories were made together. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, but let's get back to the action.
This is the first time since about 2018 that the whole team's been together, so absolutely amazing night, and to see them as adults and doing well, that's quite the accomplishment off the court. But we got to, recognize and celebrate what they did on the court as well.
One player's journey from the Virgin Islands to Worcester, Massachusetts, was about to complete a full circle. But why was Worcester Academy so excited? And how would this event alter the school's course forever? Boston's Aliyah, the rising star of the NBA, entered the crowded gym at her alma mater. As Boston made her way to center court, memories poured back. This was where her adventure started, and the crowd erupted in loud applause. This wasn't just ordinary homecoming, though. Her entire career would be shaped by the bold decision she made to travel from the Virgin Islands to Worcester.
It is my absolute honor to present to you the first jersey to ever be retired in Worcester Academy's history. Let's give a big round of applause to Aaliyah Boston, whose impact will be felt here at Worcester Academy forever.
Barbarian. Julie using the microphone. Worcester Academy's athletic director vividly described Boston's experience there. 86 victories and 10 defeats. Barbarian spoke with pride as she stated the number, and the audience mumbled in admiration. However, as she went on, Barbarian's voice grew softer, demonstrating to our younger generation that ladies may pursue higher education and professional sports. Boston's influence extended well beyond the court.
Back here, but first and foremost, also thank you guys for this honor. I mean, it's amazing. God had really opened so many doors for me, and He's allowed you guys to help me get through those doors. And so for that, I just want to thank you. Thank you to my coaches, to my teammates for pushing me and motivating me every single day to not only make me a better athlete, but a better person. Yeah.
The moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived when a jersey was unveiled. But this wasn't just any jersey retirement. This was history in the making because Worcester Academy was retiring a player's number for the first time ever. The crowd held its breath as the jersey started to ascend to the rafters. But wait, 3 more banners representing one of Boston's Gatorade Player of the Year awards followed, and the gym erupted once more.
It's so special. I feel like I had so many great memories here at Worcester Academy, and so to have my jersey retired after just having so much fun, I mean, it's a blessing. God has opened so many doors for me, and this is one of them, allowing my number to be the first jersey retired in Worcester Academy history, and so it's so special.
What are some of your most memorable memories here at Worcester Academy?
Well, first off, definitely winning Blackburn tournament, going back-to-back championships, Gatorade Player of the Year. I mean, just being able to connect, though, with people that I'm still friends with now and will be friends with for the rest of my life, I mean, it is honestly the best feeling to have.
Boston's old coach's words replayed in her mind as she watched her jersey rise. I knew she was unique the moment I saw her play. Sherlevon had said those early days of being double and triple teamed seemed so long ago. Now, the ceremony wasn't just about honoring the past. It was a bridge to the future. In the stands, young athletes watched with wide eyes, seeing what was possible. And in that moment, as her high school legacy was cemented, Boston couldn't help but think about the journey ahead. From high school phenom to WNBA star, her story was far from over. In fact, it was just getting started.
And 15-year-old you told one of your teachers here that you'd go to WNBA someday. that dreams come true. What's your message to other, high school basketball players or girls your age when you were 15?
My other message would definitely be to dream big, write your goals down, have a strong foundation. I mean, mine is based on faith, and if that's the same for you, then I absolutely love that because it's so important. But I mean, just dream big, write your goals down, and be confident in you.
When the 2024 WNBA season began, all eyes were on the Indiana Fever. The transition from college superstar to WNBA players is infamously brutal, but for Boston and Hull, it wasn't just about surviving, it was about thriving. How did these two go from benchwarmers to game changers in a single season? Aaliyah, once hailed as high school sensations and college champs, Boston and Lexi Hull now face their most difficult test to date. While Hull battled valiantly for every minute on a losing squad, many questioned Boston's ability to defeat seasoned pros.
We were just sick that we had lost so many games and also feeling like we were better than that.
However, an amazing thing occurred. While Paul's three-point shooting was on fire in a crucial game against the Seattle Storm, she exploded for a career-high 22 points, draining 6 of 7 attempts from beyond the arc. Her performance marked a turning point in her season. Boston's unstoppable post moves became the talk of the league. She averaged an impressive 14.0 points and 8.9 rebounds per game, bullying veteran centers with her strength and finesse. Her elite defensive skills and offensive versatility allowed her to quickly adapt to the pro level.
I mean, Aaliyah is probably one of the hardest working players that I've ever been around. She is, everything about her. Wants to be better, wants to be great, and she does not take any of that for granted. I mean, she works at her craft, and when you do that, a lot of times basketball will repay you, and this is one of the ways.
As the games progressed, their confidence increased. Boston's relationship with rookie sensation Caitlin Clark produced a powerful inside-out game that had defenses reeling. Hull's enhanced shooting gave the Fever's offense a completely new dimension by spreading the floor and generating opportunities for her teammates. Caitlin is aware of where Aaliyah Boston will be. After the Olympic break, Hull is shooting an incredible 63% from three-point range, forcing defenses to respect her presence on the perimeter. Clark couldn't help but compliment her sharp shooting teammate, saying that her ability to shoot the ball has been incredible and added a whole new dynamic for us.
The biggest thing is finding people to kind of get you out of that cycle and get you to thinking about the positive things you did, even though a lot of times people online aren't talking about the positive things.
The skeptics were quieted before the end of the season. Boston's reputation as one of the league's most dominant players was cemented when she was named an All-Star. After battling for minutes, Hull emerged as a crucial starter and an essential component of the Fever's success, building a strong core with Clark and Kelsey Mitchell that turned the team from a laughingstock in the league to a real contender. What did Aaliyah do? Boston silenced her detractors by rising to prominence in the WNBA and winning All-Star status in her first season. Lexi Hull also shown that sometimes the most talented people are the ones you least anticipate.
And Caitlin knows where Aaliyah Boston is going to be. Aaliyah Boston knows where Caitlin.
Even though Boston and Hull's transformations were amazing, the Indiana Fever's narrative was far from finished. Caitlin Clark, the most anticipated rookie in WNBA history, arrived. Would her entrance disrupt the delicate chemistry, or could one player truly change everything? Rocky Clark's lightning-fast style of play clashed with Boston's methodical post-up game during the early days of training camp, leaving Paul unsure of her role in this new dynamic. Fans held their breath, wondering if this experiment would fail before the season even started. Boston and Hull had worked so hard to build this.
Lexi Hull has unlocked that for Indiana. On cue!
However, as the season went on, the Clark to Boston connection became the talk of the league, and defenses frantically tried to contain them. However, how do you stop a play you can't even see coming? Clark unleashed a no-look pass that found Boston perfectly positioned under the basket, and the resulting bucket was so smooth and effortless that even the coaches stood in awe. Meanwhile, teams that ventured to double-team Boston or Clark were punished by Hull's precise shooting from beyond the arc, and let's not overlook Kelsey Mitchell, who offered dependable scoring and a consistent senior presence.
She sees the game at a bigger scale, obviously with the platform that she's created for herself, and then that's transitioned to the game. It's huge. And I think, like, for me, especially as a point guard and as someone that's delivering a lot of the passes that lead to shots, like, if I miss, she's definitely going to say, like, you got the next one. Like, I can count on her for keeping me, like, confident and positive. So yeah, I think that shows the player that she is and the leader she is as a point guard.
The outcomes were astounding. Fever games were essential after the league's punching bag concluded the season with a 20-win, 20-loss record and their first postseason appearance in 8 years, even though Clark averaged an amazing 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game. Observe events. The arena was crowded with sellout spectators, and the Cinderella tale was widely covered by the media. The team began the season 3-10 and ended the year with a scorching 17-10 run.
I mean, I definitely got passes and tried to finish when I wasn't expecting to get the ball. So, like, now it's like, okay, every cut I have, every cut I make, every fast break I run, like, I have a real opportunity to get the ball, which definitely, like, took me a second. And I think it really just took one of those to really get my head around, like, oh, she's all the way down at the other end of the floor and she could still make the pass to me down at the block at this end. So, I mean, it's been awesome.
The change was so amazing that head coach Christy Sides couldn't contain his amazement. Although Caitlin's leadership and presence have been crucial in changing our culture, Clark asserted that it's the way all of our stars have aligned. Boston, we are now a serious contender for the playoffs thanks to Hull Mitchell. The world is watching, and the basketball community is prepared to demonstrate that their Cinderella tale is far from over as this bunch of young stars, led by the incredible Caitlin Clark, attempt to shock the world and deliver a title to Indiana.
And I think it's really fun because they garner so much attention, obviously, from the other team's defense. So then it allows the other players, me included, to make cuts, make reads, and they're really good at finding, you know, those openings and giving the ball up when it's needed and finding the better shot. So it's really fun, and I feel really lucky to get to play with them.
From high school sensations to WNBA stars, Aaliyah and Lexi Hull with Caitlin Clark joining the mix, Boston's journeys are far from complete. These two have already made history, but their tale is only getting started. The Indiana Fever are more than just a team to watch. They are a force to be reckoned with. In just one season, they went from being a laughingstock in the league to a playoff contender and advanced to the postseason for the first time in 8 years. The big question is, though, will this be the year they win a championship with this young core gaining experience and chemistry? The future of Indiana basketball looks bright. Basketball fans, get ready for the Fever to arrive. Let us know in the comment section, like and enable all notifications so you don't miss it. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.
It's so fun to be able to know that you're not just cutting to cut, knowing that you're cutting with the possibility of, like, actually making a really cool play. So that makes it that much more worthwhile.
As you know, I'm probably the best dancer on the team. And I am gonna come up out this lunge though.
And I'll stay here. Oh.
Do you see that? Yep, thank you. Now I'm gonna go back in my little lunge.
That is so